Hello, Sagittarius. This will be a general collective reading, a WTF Tarot Spread for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Please keep in mind we do all have a ninth house part of our birth charts that do play a role in our lives. I will be using the Light Seers Tarot here for you, Sag, and I'm going to shuffle the deck as I do let you know that I am aligned with love and light and God, and I'm here of service of the greatest and highest good of all of you guys, Sagittarius. So thank you so much for allowing me to be of service in this way for you. I felt very almost urgently inspired to jump into this reading for you. And I wonder if you've been feeling that way, like I just want to get it done. I want to take action. I want to do something here. I wonder if you're feeling that way, because I really felt that way jumping into reading Sag. So you will have 7 cards in this spread. I'm dealing these cards here for you. I'm loving the energy that you have here. Great energy, some pages, some 6s, a lot of good stuff going on here. So without further ado, Sag, the first card in your WTF Tarot Spread is the 6 of Swords. So I love the 6 of Swords. This is the what do you need? What do you need? This is to cut ties with things that aren't serving you any longer and to decide to shift your focus and move forward into brighter spaces. Okay, it feels like you've already done a little bit of that. However, I just want to say, like, I feel like there's some closure that needs to be had here, Sagittarius. See, I'm trying to clear my throat chakra, Sagittarius. So I feel how maybe there were some conversations that were not said, like I just ghosted somebody. You know what I mean? Or I know that I'm dreading the conversation that I do need to have, where I am going to distance myself from that, or quit that job, or move from that town, or stop talking to those people, or, you know, whatever this might be. I feel how maybe I haven't quite vocalized this just yet, but I know it needs to happen. And Spirit is encouraging you here to take the brave actions and not just sit around and kick around the ideas, but to kick around the idea of how much benefit that would bring to your life if you follow through with those actions, with those conversations, with those detachment from such situations that you won't know aren't serving you anymore. This card is also, it reminds me of, see the red shawl on her there? It's like wrapped around her shoulders. Red is like root chakra, home life, security, survival. These birds here, she's cut them loose. You don't have to come with me. Look, I'm done with you, or you're done with me, or we're not good for each other anymore, whatever. I'm over it. They're behind me now. Okay. And she's taking her house, home, security, survival, whatever, forward to something new. And maybe some of the familiar things are still coming. This represents to me that these could be familiar crutches that you still kind of lean on, but it's not as bad as it used to be, but it's not quite 100% healthy yet, right? I kind of feel this here. So Spirit is encouraging you to praise your progress, man. Progress is huge. We are ever evolving, ever teachable. We are ever growing and learning on our journeys. So what you've done is huge with yourself and your life. And I kind of feel how you may think that you wasted your time somewhere, but nothing is ever wasteful in the eyes of the divine and in our Akashic records, right? That's what they're bringing to me here for you, Sagittarius. It's like all this stuff is in the Akashic records that your soul is imprinted to. So it matters and it's valuable. And there are no wasted avenues, detours, distractions, nothing like that. Every chapter you've experienced thus far was the exact chapter that you needed to have in your personal book of life. So as you move forward, new chapters, new versions of life to experience there. Okay. But you get to decide based on what you bring with you and carry with you and step into and hold the frequency of. You get to decide what that new next chapter looks like. So how do you do all of that? 8 of Wands. Okay. So 8 of Wands can be about something happening very quickly here. Sometimes the 8 of Wands is arrows of love, Sagittarius. I could say, hey, follow your heart, follow your joy, follow what sparks your creativity, follow what really seems to flow in your life in an electric way where there's a chemistry, all right? That's what I see with this 8 of Wands. Pay attention to where maybe you need to step into a teeny tiny leadership role, okay? So that everyone can kind of jump onto the same page here. This is not the same as like the 9 9 where like there's stuff going on and my back's against the wall. But like this 8 says that like there could be a lot of people or things to factor in, and it can be a little chaotic or hectic at times. So having some kind of organization or structure around this, assuming some kind of a leadership role here and helping to direct and guide all those energies so that they're all moving in the same direction, it would really benefit Sagittarius here. So where to place your focus? You've got the Page of Swords. Educate yourself, Sagittarius. That's what the page is about. New information that you are learning that helps you to maneuver the waters that you are stepping into and maneuvering and navigating ahead. Okay. The Page of Swords can feel kind of uncertain. Okay. She's walking a tightrope here with a book in her hands and she's attempting to illuminate all these light bulbs. And it's kind of all she can do, all she can focus on. So Spirit is encouraging you here, Sagittarius, to focus on the solutions here, to focus on what you don't know that might be preventing you from expanding or bridging the gap in some of these areas. Find out if it scares you, if that horizon in front of you scares you. Oh my God, I can't possibly cut those away and leave because who knows what life would look like. Find out what life would look like. Okay. Branch out, think ahead, put your feelers into that area, take some classes, read some books, watch some YouTube videos, Sagittarius, that brush you up on whatever topics these are that you're concerned about learning. Okay. I almost feel how some Sagittarius might have a love interest of sorts, feel a little bit weird about it, need to do a background check. Take that as it resonates, just to ease your poor little heart, okay? So who else might be involved? Sagittarius. You got the Ace of Cups here. This is you, your heart, you finally listening to it and letting yourself protect yourself and go when you want to go and say yes when you want to say yes and say no when you want to say no, and knowing that that's okay too, that you're not hurting anybody by making your own independent decisions, by speaking up, by saying I'm not into that anymore, or I don't allow that in my life anymore, or I don't smoke, or I don't drink, or I don't tolerate toxic people anymore. Whatever this could be, I feel it here, like you know that you and the energy that you carry matters most. And that's what truly impacts you and affects you. And you're the only person sleeping in your own skin at night, right? And that's why you matter most. And you're now coming from a place of, it's more than self-preservation, it's self-love. And I freaking love this, Sagittarius. It's beautiful. All right, so why is this happening, Sag? Maybe you've spent a lot of time alone. Whew. Maybe you've been really introspective in the alone time that you've had. The 9, Major Arcana 9, the Hermit, can also signify Virgo energy in your life. So, you know, maybe a Virgo has been someone who has illuminated some of this for you. Maybe it's your teacher. Maybe it's someone you're cutting away from or you missed or whatever. But either way, this Virgo energy, why is this happening? Because you are your own person. And sometimes the outer world, no matter how hard it tries, it still lets us down, or it's still not quite there for us in the way we want it to be. You know, maybe we've decided to step away and distance ourselves because it's just not right. Somehow we feel awkward. Things are tense, weird, whatever. Maybe we've been ostracized. It happens at periods in our life where all of a sudden we're alone, whether we want to be or whether we don't, right? Whether we like it, whether we don't like it. Sometimes it's happened so that we can really tap in to ourselves and remember yet again that we are the most important person in our lives, right? And that divine connection that we have to our own spiritual nature, that intuition that guides you, that calls for you to pull away from things that you know aren't right and to walk down new paths that inspire you and that draw curiosity from you, right? You find all of that when you step away from others or you have that time alone. But I must say there is a re-emergence that comes after the Hermit, okay? So this is not the end all be all. I feel like you've come to that place of self-reflective understanding here, Sagittarius. So when in the possible circumstances that you're really going to, step fully on these new paths and assertively make these different changes for the betterment of your life. 6 of Wands is the card here for you. So 6 would speak to me of June, but I mean, obviously I'm in the collective here, so take it as it resonates. You know how strongly you feel about this. You know how much education and emotional maturity you kind of have to cultivate here, the acceptance within yourself about moving forward on this very serious path, because it's big changes, big shifts, big effort, big dedication, Sagittarius. But do you see this card here? Well worth it in the end. So the next coming June, for some of those who are tuning into this reading, it is a timeless reading. When you find it, the message is here for you. So June, or potentially 6 weeks, potentially 6 months. That's what I feel for this card here. 6 weeks, I feel, for those who really want to jump on top of it because you're tired of the same old thing and you know that something has to shift and change. Okay, but this is victory, achievement, recognition, you being seen for the valuable contribution that you bring to the table in your life in many different areas. Beautiful energy. Why? Because you cut out the nonsense and you're now shining in a new way and in a real way. And maybe you've made new connections now that resonate on the same frequency as you, now that you've grown in this way and they see you the way you really are, right? And you can be grateful for one another, both you and these new connections, senses of community, I feel, for Sagittarius within the next 6 months, most definitely. Now here, a bonus message for you on the bottom of the deck, Sag. You have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is about just stepping fully on that new path, taking that next new right action, next best right action for you to become disciplined in a new way of being. I feel like whatever lights you up, whatever moves you, whether it feels very certain or not, it's not necessarily risky. You might not know this path. You might not know how it unfolds, but if a door opens for you and it feels like it's the right thing to do, this card here says you're leaving behind you some stuff that, it isn't working anymore, right? So there is an opening for that space to be filled with something. So Spirit is suggesting to you that you fill it with light and you fill it with love and you fill it with enjoyable experiences that lift you up, that activate you, that illuminate you. That is what will manifest the life that you want, the life of your dreams, into your life as quick as possible. Okay, so displacing the energy that you're removing from your life, the lower vibe, negative, toxic, even worry patterns that we'll give our time to, you're deciding to no longer do that. I'm worrying again. You know what? I'm going to go out and garden. I love the garden. I'm going to do that instead, right? However you're going to displace this energy, it's going to advance and up level you in your life for the next 6 months or better. Jump on that, Sag. It looks great. That is what I have for you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. That was your 7-card WTF Tarot Spread. Now, if you wanted to order your own private tarot spread, the link is in your description box. And if this reading resonated, give me a thumbs up. Drop a comment to let me know. I would love to hear from you, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything from me. Until the next one, I send you guys all the love and all the blessings. Bye, friends.